welcome back to Maniacal Reader. Today I'm going to be filming part 1 of my Christmas book haul. I have a lot of books to show you, so let's get started. The first book I want to show you is an adult sci-fi dystopian book called Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is the first book in a trilogy. The Earth is dying. So, in this world, we follow a main character named Darrow, who works as a miner on the interior of Mars. Darrow knows that Mars has not been inhabitable for generations. He hopes to someday return to the surface and live there comfortably. But he realizes what he believes is a lie. Mars has been inhabitable by a ruler group called the Golds. When Darrow meets a rebel group, he disguises himself as a Gold in order to infiltrate their command school and find out what's going on so he can overthrow the ruler of the Golds. This book sounds really interesting. It seems to be popular on BookTube, so I wanted to see if I like it or not, since I want to get into more dystopian books. The next book I want to show you is The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. This is a young adult contemporary romance book. This book follows a girl named Lenny, who is upset after her sister Bailey's sudden death. She finds herself torn between two guys, Toby, her sister's old boyfriend, and Joe, a new guy in town who's a musical genius. This book just follows her story and her love for both guys. Each guy has something that she desperately needs, but if both guys find out about each other, her world would explode. I've heard that Jandy Nelson is a fantastic romance writer, and tons of people like her on BookTube, so I'm eager to see if I like this book or not. It sounds really interesting. The next book I wanted to show you is Very Good Lives by J.K. Rowling. This is just a printout form of her graduation address to Harvard University. I'm in my final year of university, so my parents thought that this would give me inspiration in my future, so I think that's why they got it for me. I look forward to reading this near my graduation. The next book I want to show you is Anna and the French Kiss. A lot of people on BookTube know about this book, and a lot of people love it, so you probably already know what this book is about, but for those of you who don't, this is a YA contemporary romance series, and it's a series of companion novels. Anna and the French Kiss is the first one. This book follows a girl named Anna who is happy with her life. She has a best friend, and she has a crush on her coworker at the movie theater who's just starting to earn her affection. But when her parents decide to send her to a boarding school in Paris for her senior year of high school, she's not thrilled. In Paris, she meets this guy named Etienne St. Clair, whom she starts to develop feelings for. And as you can tell by the title, she's probably waiting for a French kiss from this boy that she meets in Paris. I've heard that this book is like a cutesy romance book, and I've never really read many fluffy romances before, so this will definitely be my first. I'm looking forward to it. The next book I want to show you is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. This is another YA contemporary romance. It's about this girl named Taylor Edwards, and when her father receives unexpected, terrible news, her family decides to spend one last summer in her lake house in the Poconos. Taylor hasn't been here since she was 12. She has a friend who is still there, who is still recovering from a long ago betrayal, and she also meets her first crush, Henry, again. This summer is to give her a chance to reconnect with that friend and maybe even find love. I'll have to wait and see what his book has to offer, but it sounds like a really good book. The next book I want to show you is Slammed by Colleen Hoover. This is obviously a new adult adult romance book, and I believe this is her debut novel. This book is about a girl named Lakin, who after the death of her father needs to move across the country and is forced to be the rock for her mother and her younger brother. She meets a guy named Will, who is an older and attractive 22-year-old. When they meet, they have a connection, but because of a shocking revelation, their relationship comes to a screeching halt. Will also has an interest in poetry slams, so I think that's why this book is called Slammed, obviously. There's been a lot of mixed reviews on Goodreads for this book. Some people really don't like this book and some people really love it, so I wanted to see how I like this book. I've been wanting to get more into new adult and romance in the new year, so that's why I bought this book. Next up I have Breathe by Crossan. This is a young adult sci-fi dystopian / post-apocalyptic trilogy, and this is the first book. In this world, since the switch, oxygen levels have plummeted and many of humanity has died. The survivors have lived in a glass dome made of manufactured air. The main character, Alina, is a revolutionary who believes that the resistance can save the environment. Quinn is a premium who's never had to worry about having enough air, and her best friend, Bia, has had nothing to worry about but having enough air. So this book is about these three characters banding together, trying to save the planet, basically. It sounds really interesting, and I've never really heard about a society where you have to pay in order to breathe. That sounds really weird, but also really interesting. I'll have to see how I like this book. The next book I want to show you is Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. This is the first book in a YA contemporary trilogy. It follows these girls named Lilia, Kat, and Mary, who are not friends. But after meeting in the girls' room, they realize that they have one thing in common. They've been hurt by a bully, an ex-best friend, and an almost boyfriend. So these three girls come together to have revenge on those that have hurt them. I'm looking forward to getting into more contemporary in the new year, so hopefully I'll read this soon. Comment down below and tell me if you've liked any of the books that I've showed you, if you've read them. That's the end of my Christmas book haul part 1. I'll see you guys for part 2 coming up next. Bye!